Thank you. Chair of today's session, our good friend, Sri Ram Madhavji, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Member of Parliaments, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning. I'm very pleased to join you all at this 4th Indian Ocean Conference. Let me convey our deep appreciation to the Maldives for hosting 4th edition of the conference, of this dialogue. I also commend India Foundation for providing exemplary support to this dialogue process over the past 4 years, in particular to Mr. Ram Madhav and to our other good friends, Alok Bansal and their teams. Since the first dialogue in India in 2014, Bangladesh has been actively participating in the process. Looking at the Bay of Bengal, Dhaka has been open-endedly engaging with friends in articulating an objective narrative on blue economy. And right today, Dhaka is also hosting the Indian Ocean Rim Association Blue Economy Ministerial meeting. So let me delineate our broad outlook, Bangladesh's approach to the blue sphere and indeed the Indian Ocean. As a fast-growing economy, Bangladesh believes amity and stability in the Indian Ocean countries is crucial for each of our countries. It is about getting peace, harmony, stability, pluralism right across the littoral countries and societies around the Indian Ocean region, individually as well as collectively. It is about affirming our belief and further consolidating the civilizational codes centering the Indian Ocean and its adjoining seas and bays. For centuries, our ocean has been nourishing economic, social, and cultural connects between and among 2 billion people around this vast oceanic space. Within the vast Indian Ocean, a number of smaller seas and bays bear distinct identity and features. Those need appreciation and careful nurturing. As Indian oceanic routes become far more busier, slightest political, social, cultural turbulence in any of the littoral state may create disruptions. Increasing movement of trade in goods and services only warrants much greater interaction through dynamic narratives across our peoples. Therefore, our narratives and thoughts need to transcend beyond the fact that Indian Ocean carries half of global container shipment, or 1/3 of the global bulk cargo traffic, or 2/3 of global shipments. As an Indian Ocean, as also Bay of Bengal littoral state, Bangladesh is striving to advance. That is where Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina situates her Aspirational Vision 2041 of developing Bangladesh. At a larger plane, as all the littoral states collectively strives to grow, we need to ensure that the Indian Ocean region and adjoining seas and bays prosper based on mutual trust and respect, and with an understanding of equality of interest. It is expected that countries will compete with each other in respective development journey, but not undermining others' growth prospects or discounting others' circumstances. No country can falter or secure these fundamental principles. Otherwise, attainment of collective security and sustainable development in wider Indian Ocean region would remain a far cry. At the end, it is about securing shared prosperity through shared responsibility, as our leaders unequivocally signed to in adopting the Universal Agenda 2030 for sustainable development. The Indian Ocean littoral constitutes over 40 developing countries and 40% of global population. We offer a vast market with fast emerging middle and affluent class. Ours is a region that will continue to grow fastest out of all other regions for next decades, and many say it's actually an Asian century. So we would need to plug the benefits out of economic cooperation, out of our rising prosperity. Over the decades, our region is dotted with several creatively crafted regional and sub-regional cooperative frameworks like BIMSTEC, GMS. Discussion in countries are afoot about concluding bilateral or regional FTAs as well. Some of the regional organizations are engaged in advancing result-oriented trade creation, increasingly focused on services. However, results have been mixed. In many instances, in key areas like trade, transport, energy, connectivity, our countries are yet to materialize low-hanging fruits or roll out cross-border projects. With modest success in our part of the world, Bangladesh believes that the Indian Ocean region ought to creatively engage in regional economic cooperation and integration. We need to forthright engage our practical collaborative initiatives in areas like agriculture, education, health, hospitality, higher learning, higher studies, digital technology, SMEs, and so on. Our engagement should yield in development of many regional or sub-regional value chains. Indeed, we need far more creative ideation than financing to move ahead. A key challenge is to unlock maritime connectivity across Indian Ocean and all its bays and seas in every possible way. It's indeed an opportunity. Bangladesh, for instance, is vigorously pursuing coastal shipping agreements. We already have one with India. Another one with Sri Lanka is nearing finalization. We look forward to materializing the BIMSTEC coastal shipping agreement. We foresee that crisscrossing shipping connectivity will unlock opportunities across Bay of Bengal for goods and people, development of numerous supply chains, and create new regional political and economic dynamics. Eventually, this should contribute to a robust narrative for the region that is yet unforeseen. Today, we all emphasize on ensuring maritime safety and security in blue waters. Bangladesh, for instance, has peacefully delimited maritime boundary with our immediate neighbors, India and Myanmar, several years back. We realized that resolving such intricate issues and consequently engage on exploring potentials in maritime resources within blue economy require wisdom and creative appreciation of issues beyond the horizon. There is a need to uphold and further build the contours of maritime cooperative security architecture based on collective security and shared responsibility across the Indo-Pacific region. So far, we all stand up to zero tolerance towards terrorism and violent extremism. But Indian Ocean remains prone to a range of non-conventional security threats like maritime piracy, armed robbery, maritime terrorism, human trafficking, trafficking of arms, and narcotics. We all must initiate appropriate actions to combat all such transnational security challenges across the Indian Ocean, including those posed by non-state actors. A comprehensive security architecture in the Indian Ocean region calls for mutual cooperation, collaboration, and seamless interaction among various public and private institutions. This provides for political and strategic framework as to effectively and comprehensively address maritime security challenges through improved cross-sectoral cooperation within, between, and across civilian and military authorities. Indian Ocean region is seriously challenged by overexploiting of our oceanic wealth, as mentioned by Honorable Speaker of Maldives earlier today. There is little mapping and observation of the oceanic health, for instance, of Bay of Bengal. Our bay is one of the most unmapped in the world, while reached by 1/7 of global population. Sizable part of the bay is threatened by overfishing. We hear of significant dumping of toxic liquid and solid waste, plastics, in the bay. This is particularly rampant beyond the EEZs. Recently, a vast dead zone as large as 60,000 square kilometers has been traced in the Bay of Bengal with little traces of life. While adverse effects of climate change in the bay is yet unmapped fully, we also hear of rising oceanic acidification. All these can seriously risk livelihoods of vast majority of our artisanal fishermen, and pollution along the coast. This goes well beyond creating maritime domain awareness. As much as in the Bay of Bengal, Bangladesh would call upon all to concretely engage on all the seas and bays in the Indian Ocean to conserve our common wealth. This is so much evident when we see all kinds of climate change impact, so much evident in countries like Bangladesh or Maldives or Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, it is thus time for all our countries and dialogue partners present here in this hall this morning to make a beginning, as modestly as we may wish. We can well consider formulating a new project for economic cooperation to begin with. We can also engage in modest menu of people-people cooperation to develop shared interest, wider networks, and reap mutually beneficial results. In their journey, Bangladesh should hope that the interests, needs, circumstances of countries with distinct disadvantages or lesser endowment should need to be kept in view as well. Bangladesh believes Indian Ocean region has enough knowledge, expertise, experience to reconnect or connect our peoples, communities, countries, as we may choose. Choice is indeed ours. I thank you all.